everybody, it's Robert Brighton again, and thanks for inviting me in for this first edition of Robert's F-Bomb, which means Fascination Bomb, because I'm hoping that in this series of videos I can share with you a couple of fascinating things that I tripped over in the preceding week or so, and also some fascinating things about the Gilded Age that you might find interesting. So the first thing I want to share with you is that I read an article a couple days ago that the Cambridge English Dictionary has just added 6,000 new words to their newest edition of the dictionary. 6,000 new words. Now, I don't know how long it's been since the last edition, but 6,000 words is a lot of words. So I got curious about that because I like words. Well, a lot of the words that got added, like, first of all, I had no idea what the hell they meant. And second of all, I have a question about whether they're actually going to be words over a longer time. But I'll share a few of them with you today that I found compelling in a somewhat disturbing way. One of them is skibbity, which apparently means, like, I guess, what the skibbity? Like, what the heck? Okay, skibbity. There's one called delulu, which was apparently coined by the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. He described something as a delulu with no salulu. And then last for today is broligarchy, which is a small group of very wealthy tech guys who like get together and, I don't know, scheme up what's going to happen in the world or whatever. I don't know what they do. Broligarchy, delulu, and skibbity. It's difficult as a novelist and especially a writer of historical fiction to view these words with anything but naked contempt. I really think of them not so much as new words as they are like slang words. I guess neologisms, meaning new word. I guess they are new words. But I think dictionaries ought to contain words that have survived some test of time or have some historical significance. These words, to me, belong in a slang dictionary that is constantly coming up with stuff that little flashes in the pan. But anyway, that's me. I find that the internet, and a lot of these words are like internet-derived words, from influencers and so forth. And the internet is really has been fascinating in many ways because it really does help people say stupid stuff very fast and very efficiently. And so I don't know if that's a good thing or bad, but it's there it is. The other fascinating thing I want to share with you today is this little item here, which is a little kerosene lamp from the 1901 Pan-American Exposition in Buffalo, New York. This would have been something somebody would have seen in a little shop and taken it home, put it on the bedside table to read by or something like that. And this little item's been around for 125 years and somehow it survived and didn't break and all that. And it still works. My wife and I actually burned this thing at dinner, and it's kind of fun because this is an example of how you can actually experience something in 2025 that someone experienced in 1901. There's very little we can experience today in exactly the same way as someone else did. Perhaps music might be an example of something we can listen to music from 1901 and experience that. But even our emotions around that and our response to it will be different from theirs. But anyway, this is fun because it sort of takes you back, and you can find these from time to time on the auction sites and so forth. They're not too expensive, but they're a lot of fun. So anyway, thanks for coming by today. I hope you learned something. I hope you had a good time. And if you ever ask yourself what the skibbity is Robert going to talk about next week, the answer is I don't know. I'll figure it out, and I hope you'll be here when I do. So thanks for joining.